Hello, everyone. This is our 607 final presentation for the VET application. My name is Sarang. I have with me Bhavya and Mike, and today we'll be demoing our VET application. So as you can see here, we have our front homepage that's got a kind of a logo, welcome to the VET app, and we can just get started. So let's sign in, and we are brought to this screen. So we can just kind of do a quick tester. If we add a username and password that is not correct, let's say we add, for example, just some nonsense data, we click login, nothing happens. So we have to actually add the correct credentials to be authenticated. So one thing we have is Greg Boerman at ucalgary.ca, and then we have a password for him. When we click login, we are brought to this page here. So if we go into user management, we can see here as Greg Boerman, he is the administrator, so he has full functionality. So I'm going to be just demoing kind of all the features of the administrator. So as the administrator, we can see all the users that are in the system currently, their roles, technician, attendant, teacher, student, whatever it is. So I can actually go ahead and add a user as an admin. And let's say I add myself. So I'll add Sarang Kumar, middle name's empty, my email, and I just click register. And then we scroll down and we see that, yes, I have successfully added another user. And then we could even go ahead and click on the details and edit the user. So let's say I click edit, and after creating it, I realize I'm not, I forgot my middle name, for example. I can just add Gilbert. You know, this is not my middle name, but for testing purposes, so we'll hit save. And then we come back down and we see we have successfully edited the user. We've added the middle name as well. Same can be done for the email, the role, the joining date, like all of these can be manipulated. So for example, currently the status is inactive. If I click unblock, then we can make the status active. So we're able to edit users and block a user. I mean, so this was just a kind of a tester page just to show myself. But for example, let's say we have a student, Phyllis Vance. So we can even show that this works for kind of other users as well. If we say we want to block them, and then we can go back and see Phyllis Vance is now inactive. Okay, so now let's go back actually to the animals and kind of look into the animal management section. Here we can see the list of the animals in our system here. So we have 18 animals, their name, breed, their owner's email, and their current status. So we can monitor the animal status. So for example, let's go to, for example, Jack the Bulldog. His owner is Jason Kamika Fukuda. So we go to details. We're brought here, we can see their details, their name, their address for the owner, and then I can go even and review the comments that were made for this animal. So I can see that, okay, you know, December 9th they were howling, so I can kind of see that. So I could, as the administrator currently, I have the capability of changing this comment to saying, editing it as required. I can write whatever, I can edit the comment. And then if I feel that somebody added a comment that is no longer relevant or it's unnecessary, I can even remove the comment, and now the comment is gone. So that is just a quick overview of the functionality of the system from the administrator side. I'll pass it off now to Mike to talk more about the animal care attendants and the technicians. So Mike, you can go ahead and share your screen there.
Thank you, Sarang. So let me share my screen right now. So as you can see here, I'm going to first take on the role as a animal care attendant. So let's say if I'm going to sign in. So in here, as you can see with animal care attendants, we don't have as much options as the admins. So as you can see before, they got like several menu items, but with the animal care attendant, you only have one, which is the animal management. And again, like the admin role, like you can monitor and filter out the statuses for animals. Like let's say if I wanted to see any of the animals that are with code red, let's just say, then we can filter it out and show only the animals that are of red status. So in here, you can also look at the different details that you have with the animal, the weight graphs, you can add weights, etc. You could also change the status. So in here, for example, it's status red, but let's just say we want to change it to green. So we just press green right here, and therefore it is going to be green status right now. Okay, so now let us go through how another thing that we could do is uploading photos. So as you can see here, we got several photos that are within our database right now regarding to the animal ampersand. So we can do an upload an additional photo, which is not going to be a monkey, but it's a good example nonetheless. So we're just gonna have all of the things here and then click upload. And as you can see in the bottom, you will have one extra photo being added to the, even though that it's unrelated, but one extra photo added nonetheless. So now, another thing is, as Saran have mentioned, there's treatment list, issue list, and comment list. Now, at the admin role, we have focused on the comment list. But in here, in this animal care attendant, I wanted to explain more or less on the other things, the issue list and the treatment list. And so let us go to the issue list first. So now let me actually share you the state diagram first. So, so as you can see in the state diagram, what we have is when we create an issue, we would automatically turn the animal status to red. And then once we have a treatment being applied, then we would turn the animal status back to green. So now we know of that. Let us do a simple example for this. So let's say we don't have any issues right now, and the ampersand animal is in status green. So let's just say he has an issue called misbehave. So we will add an issue called misbehave. And then now, as you can see, you have the issue, the animal turned from status green to red. Now, if we actually go in here and say, okay, we're going to establish treatment now, and we're going to, I don't know, give him adrenaline. I don't know if that would fix it, probably not. So we add that. And once we add that history, the treatment, then your status would go back to green. So now that basically sums up the animal care attendant. So now let's move on to the animal health technician. So now let us log in with a technician account. So now, as you can see here, the animal technician basically have the same roles and abilities that have introduced you with the animal care attendants. However, there is one extra function that I wanted to introduce you, and that is pertaining to request management. Now, as you remember from the hackathon, we actually have what we call a request process, where the instructors or the teachers be able to request animals, and then afterwards, then the admin needs to do a pre-approval phase. Now, if let's say the admin approves it, then you would have what you see right here. So in here we have like two options that we can do, and that is one is to accept, and the other one is to reject. So if we choose to accept an animal, it would then go into the ready phase. And if we choose to reject the animal, the second animal would go into the reject phase. And we could actually see that. So what happened is, I actually have already pre-logged in the instructor account. And if we click refresh here, as you can see, the status has been changed as I have done with the technician role, where the first animal I have moved to ready status, and the second animal I moved to reject status. So now that summarizes the animal care attendants and the animal health technician's role. So now let us have Bhavya to go over with us on the instructor role and the student role.
Mike already showed you how the technicians can respond to the request. Now, being a instructor or a teacher, let's just see how we can create the requests. So we have a list of animals here. Let's try to request some of those. For example, let's try to request this one, animal ID 9. So we see that this has been requested. Let's try one more, which is 10th. So we have requested these two, and these two animals have moved to the request status. So as Mike showed you already, so the admin now can log in from his end and respond to the request. And after the admin, the technicians can choose whatever option they want to do with this request. Now let's go back and see how we can manage the students. So we have a list of students in the database. So let's try to block some of them and unblock some of them. So we see that these three are the first three are inactive. Let's try to unblock one of them. So let's go for the second one. So we click this button. So now the status has changed to active. So we go back. So that this one is active. Now let's try to unblock. So now let's try to block one of them. So let's try to block the 16th one. So we click here and we click block. So now this student has been blocked. Now instructor can also search and view the animal profiles and take some comments on it. So let's go back to the animal management and let's see some comments. So let's go for this animal comment list. So as we see, like we already have 2 comments. So maybe we want to add one more comment. This has already been demonstrated as another user, but let's just see how it works for a teacher. So we can add something like maybe barking continuously. Comment. So as you can see, the teacher has added the comment on this one, on this particular animal. Now let's just see how the role of student works. So I've already logged in as a student from this on this tab. So students have only access to animal management, and where they can see where they can search the profiles and view the profile. So let's just say I want to do a filter, let's say on name, and I want I'm looking for a particular animal called Streaky. So we have it right here in the search results. Let's go here. So we see the animal details here on this on our page, and we can make comments. So let's just add one more comment. Let's just say cute cat. So as you see, the student has added a comment out for this animal. So that's it for the video presentation for 607. I hope you guys liked it, and if you have any questions, please do let us know. Thank you.